right? So the other side of the coin, not meeting a customer expectation has a cost, and or not meeting a business expectation or an employee expectation has a cost, and we call that cost of poor quality, or COPQ. So let's look at a couple aspects of cost of poor quality, which will be the financial part, or the business reason for going forward with the project. And we'll measure our impact on this cost of poor quality both at the beginning and the end of the project. So it looks like I gave it all away on the last slide. So right, just to look here, that's right. One of your jobs as right project lead will be right to estimate what the current cost of poor quality is. Right, this will be a driver for why the project exists and why it should move forward. And we will learn more as we go through the projects, especially in the measure phase. Is our calculation correct? So how big is our gap? We're going to know that when we get out a measure, and we'll be able to substantiate what the cost of poor quality is in the current state of the process. So COPQ is going to represent the financial opportunity, bigger financial opportunity, right? The higher the project's going to rise up on the list to be executed by right you as a project lead and a team of resources needed to execute that. So where do we start for right cost of poor quality? Some of the obvious. Well, hey, defects costs money. It may be hard to tell, right, the total cost, but we know some of the rework, scrap costs, those types of things. Some of the tougher ones are when I have an escaping defect and now I have a warranty cost, or some customer dissatisfaction where I might lose that customer right over the fact that I had a defect. How do I prevent defects, right? So I'm going to do inspections and appraisals, and I'm going to have decision points. Well, those all cost money. So if I'm going to measure things, there's a cost for that measurement, and then there's a cost for making it go down a good path or a bad path to be reworked. So those are some of the things that are kind of core from where did this come from, right, in the first place. The other thing we have on here is that right, it's a symptom, it's not a defect itself, right? It's something we're going to try to quantify as the reason that our process is not optimum is because we have these costs due to quality not being what the customer expects. Right, so some of the more obvious, sometimes we call these the above the line costs. So scrap and rework, right, these appraisal costs. All right, some of my favorites in my old military days, inventory that we lock up in a cage, and then on Friday afternoons we decide what to do and disposition it. External, right, warranty costs, right, how do we keep our customers happy? We send them a sales guy, we give them a discount, right, all those types of things. And then, right, those all add up to, right, we have a whole sort of department that does nothing but try to keep the customers happy. And if we could really be in this Six Sigma 3.4 defects per million, how much smaller might all of these things actually be? We're going to talk about how do we do prevention so that we don't have some of these costs, but right, state proofing, right, making sure our suppliers, right, we quantify that they're giving us what we want, designing in goodness into the product, and then right, how do we detect, right, so we do, right, send people to the suppliers, make sure that they're measuring things correctly. Oh, yeah, I used to do this. You don't want to get in that game, right? Sorting incoming parts. We're going to use these. We're going to send the other ones back. So these are typically what we call sort of the above the line costs that we can go out and and usually pretty, um, you know, roundabout way quantify in some respect. So it's definitely scrap, right? If we bought it for this much and we get this much in reclaim, right, we know what the actual cost of scrap is, right? If we have to have a certain amount of inventory that is unavailable, right? We know how much right inventory is and how much it costs to carry that. I know, right, in part of my job, every week what we spend on warranty costs to pay for parts and labor to fix things. So we usually have a pretty good handle on some of the costs associated with these above the line type elements. All right, so here's our COPQ iceberg. I've seen a lot of different versions of this over the years. But again, the ones we talked about on the last slide are the more obvious. But then there's some of these that are a little less obvious, and I like some of these down here. Well, what if we used to call it in the telephone industry? What if a customer churns? Right? They go buy their product from somebody else. Well, those were expensive. When we look at the profitability of a single customer right over a lifetime, and you lose that, well, then you've lost all that buying into the future. And I can tell you in the telephone industry, we determined it was somewhere around customer acquisition cost was about 2 years worth of service. So you can imagine you pay your cell phone bill every month, kind of giving away that for free just to get one more customer into the stable. Time value of money. I had some really good accountants over the years on some of my projects on, hey, if you get the inventory down by this much, this is how much you're gonna save. Sometimes we know expedited costs, but I've worked in the aerospace industry where we've put jet engine parts in a first-class seat and sent them to some airport someplace, in order to keep an airline going. Some rework costs in different departments, so maybe we need a change order in order to deliver something to a customer. So there's a lot of things both above and below the line, and one of your tasks is to think about in the process that you're going to go try to improve, which things do we know and not know, and maybe you can't quantify some of these, but you can at least talk to the fact that hey, if we don't get better here, we're going to lose customers, we are going to have overtime costs to meet customers' needs, etc., etc. All right, so some of the costs are more easily quantified, we call those the more hard savings. We'll actually put that into the COPQ calculation. On the other side, I've seen it a few times if that's really the focus of the effort, but we can certainly talk to these things, getting a customer for life, missed sales opportunities because we didn't either have the capacity or the quality level to get to the next place, preventing regulatory failures. So if a regulatory agency decides you're not meeting the minimum requirements, well, hey, that's going to shut the whole system down until they're satisfied again. So some of these are game changers if you don't meet them. But typically when we talk about project cost savings, it's over here on the things that we can really quantify in dollars or hours or customer satisfaction levels. All right, so while the subject is fresh in your mind, hey, take a few minutes and identify cost of poor quality opportunities, either in your current right area of responsibility, or for the project maybe that you've already been assigned to work through. So use the previous slides to help you. Look at the iceberg and some of the slides before that for the different categories, and just brainstorm a list of some of the COPQ opportunities that you think you could address by a current or a future project. So spend a few minutes on that. Go ahead and pause the recording, write a few things down, and then keep those with you. We're going to continue to build on your process flow and your COPQ opportunities as we build a charter and launch an actual project. All right, so pause the recording now and write down a few COPQ opportunities.